Welcome everybody, this is Evelyn. I have a Metatron read for you at Message of the Day, and the Twin Flame spread is on the table. I didn't sleep again last night, so I was doing another Metatron read this morning after I hadn't slept all night. And then I felt fine at the time, I didn't feel sleepy at all. And then I got really sleepy after I did that, and I wasn't really connecting like I should be. So then I did a meditation this morning, and the Berbers were coming up, and Ganymede was coming up, Jupiter's moon. And so that's all incorporated to the second read I did for the Metatron read. The first one was, I'm probably not going to do today because I have plenty of other stuff to do, and the second read is much more in depth. So when I went in to do my meditation, the first thing I was seeing too was snow again, which I told you that the other day I was seeing snow or rain, and then all of a sudden after I did my meditation this morning, we had a snowstorm all day long. So that came up, and we'll get into it as I do this read. But the Berbers was very significant for me because the Berbers are from Morocco, and I keep getting that Morocco is where the first settling was on the earth. So, and it may not be in the same location that it used to be, right? But that's what I'm getting is Morocco. So the Berber came up as well along with the Lyran energy, right, of our initial ancestors. And yeah, lots came up. So here we go about that. Let's go ahead and take a deep breath. Take another deep breath. You can send some love around the world while you're at it. And one more deep breath. Sending lots of love and blessings out to you all. And thank you all for joining me. All right, so here we go. We're going to roll the die first, and I'm going to show you this read, the picture. So here is the read, the second one that I did today. I don't think I'm going to do the first one. So this is the underlying energy, the bottom of the deck here, and then these are the other underlying energies I pulled from the bottom. Started at card 1 here, across and down. These 3, and then these 3 are together here, and then these 3. So it was my usual 21 deck read, but we had a few extras down here as well. So another 3 cards there. So today it is a 24 card read, which is still an ending point. It's the Omega. Yeah. Okay. So let's roll the die for you guys as well. The Twin Flames. Today is the 12th of March, 2022. The 12 is the Hanging Man. And it adds up to 21 today, which is completion, the world. Right, 15, that right? Yep, 21. So coming full circle. That can be the Divine Feminine, marching to the beat of her own drum. That can be Pisces energy. So let's see what the die have to say for us too. For the Twin Flames, March 12th, 2022. Okay, we have Leo. Okay, so Leo can be connected with ego as well. It's all about that inner child. We have Mars here, and Mars can be Scorpio and Aries energy coming up. And then we have the 3 of the Empress, which is also March, which is Pisces and going into Aries. So we have Aries, Pisces, Scorpio, and Leo. And Scorpio and Leo are fixed, and Pisces is mutable, Aries is cardinal. So there's a little bit of fixed energy there. And plus it's very aggressive energy between Leo and Mars there. That's very masculine energy. And then the coming together of the 3. But Leo can be very childlike as well. So let's see how this plays out. All right, so this Metatron read, I started at 4:04 this afternoon. I actually started before that, but I was getting from the messages I got from my meditation, as I was astral traveling, and a lot of those messages will come out in the read. But there were some notes I was doing. The message was, you know, a lot of times my reads will come right out and flow. And today, obviously, because I didn't sleep last night, I wasn't picking up as I usually was. And then I slept for a couple hours after I meditated. So the reminder that it doesn't always just come really easy, right? Sometimes it takes longer, and there's a message about that that comes up in the read as well. So I started the read at 4:04 p.m. So again, this same energy of the 4/4 beat and the 4/8 beat of music timing was coming up, whereas the 4/4 is more of that survival energy on the 3D, and the 4/8 is raising it to that next octave, right, to the 8, which is manifesting dreams as opposed to just survival. And in music, it's more of a staccato beat as opposed to bum, 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 bum. It's bum, 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 bum. So it's more of a quickening energy. So again, the time I started was 4:04, and the time I started interpreting was 4:08. So again, those same 4/4 and 4/8 measures were coming up again today. The bottom of the deck was family and the 49 of getting your wish, and the underlying energies of karma and the kundalini energies. And the first card out was the wake up call of the 11 of alignment, perhaps the clarion call. The colors that came up were lilac, which in this deck is about mysteries and magic of the outer realms, the pink of compassion, the red of this root chakra, and the white came up as well. So that was it for the colors today. So again, the white of purification, the pink of compassion, the red of that safety and security energy of your root chakra, and really fine-tuning that clearing of that chakra, and then the lilac of, again, of connecting in the higher realms with the white and the pink. Okay, so it's more high vibrational energy, but really focused on the root as well. And actually my root's been burning me a bit more than usual. So there is definitely a root focus here today. As far as the elements, no elements there. I don't see any elements in the read. So we're not focused on the elements today. Okay. So at 4:08 I started, which is the Emperor and the dance of the masculine and the feminine, or the manifestation of dreams, being strong inside and out, taming your own inner beast. So in 4/8 time of that quickening, from the 3D 44 to the 4D 5D dance, and the electromagnetic grid untying the karmic knots of the twin flames of the two diamonds in the sky, like that picture of the Vesica Pisces, but in square or diamond form, overlapping. So 2 diamonds then becomes 4 almonds, because diamond is 2 almonds. So 4 almonds here, and then the 2, 4, 8, and 16 were coming up, right? The 2 by 2, the ants go marching 2 by 2, and then 4 by 4, 8 by 8, and 16 by 16. Weaving the energy thread of berberine, so the berbers were coming up, but also berberine, which one of its definition is gold thread. So weaving that energy of that golden Christ consciousness, unity consciousness thread, and the Hydra polyps were coming up, which is that pinwheel. Hydra is the pinwheel galaxy. It's beautiful if you've never looked at it, so you might want to look it up. But it's also a plant that looks like a pinwheel. It has a green stem and then a mouth at the middle, and then like a pinwheel of stems around it, like a flower. But the Hydra polyps pinwheel is also predatory, which was coming up yesterday as well, but ageless as well. They think it doesn't age, so that's probably really good for anti-aging in the future, this Hydra polyps. And remember that Hydra is water too, right? Keeping your skin plump, which makes sense. So no, there's no getting out of the problem that easy. It's more complex, and it takes time, or it takes a while to go through this process. The Emerald Eagle is coming up here. And remember, when we go back to the Lyran energy in the beginning is about the Emerald Order, and the Emerald Eagle is coming up as that Lyran eagle, right? That bird human and the cat humans that were typical of the Lyran existence. So we have the Emerald Eagle, and the Stellar Jay came up here as well. The Berbers and the Lyran, and the warty Venusians. Oh my! With the Moroccan mountain goatee who's used to that desert life, and camels as well, or the ram, or the heart-shaped mollusk, and the Hydra, Messier 83, and Ganymede too, who aims to please, by the way, and the innermost feelings here, as well as black tourmaline coming up, which all the black stones are really good for absorbing energy, to keep them in your left pocket, to absorb energy from negative energy that might come your way if you're just learning about stones. So again, with Messier 3, which is that Pinwheel constellation in Hydra, and again, Hydra is the two-headed kind of snake dragon energy, but it's also just means water. It's like the water wheel. And then Ganymede too literally means aims to please, in order to please Zeus. And the innermost feelings of the black tourmaline, also for protection. And then Hydra was coming up again as that watery element, an emotional otter, because Hydra also means otter, and had to deal with the Nyx moon at Pluto, so no wonder they grew 2 to 7 heads. So Hydra got in Regium, our guy that's too liberal, with old sugars and molasses, with distilled spirit. When Tyreek and Etri, the Berber stars, in the emanation, or emana, tiger combination with lioness, of the emerald order of the cosmic trinity, which is that emerald, gold, and amethyst, welcoming back the tetrahydrofuran was coming up for some reason today. And that's the tetra of the 4-water furon, which is coming up as that tiger leader. So it's a 5-membered ring where the tiger is the leader and the 4 dragons, the 5-membered ring, or the 1 human leader and 4 who are open to suggestion on the whispering benches, or perhaps got benched, or brainstorming in need of color. But it gets wet and emotional and sneaky at times when that happens, and they're used to solving polarity problems. Perhaps needed is the red, green, and yellow, the watercolor, lasers with some valuable rum, or in other words, laser tag, or a water wheel light show that's potent and yet peculiar, and then the otters with their waterworks, a circular circuit or ring in watercolor laser spectrum event, an odd ridge or fold on the cerebral cortex of the brain. And then the blue eagle, the archetype, blew in, a predatory raptor celebrating all bird types, and atmospheric flight, as at that moment some cats were screeching outside, so I don't know if they started mating already, and a creator they are, a visionary who flies above with the mind. It's their birthright to solitude, rising above dramatic arcs, at wing's length, not wanting to entangle and risk their quantum status at 503, which is the Hierophant and the Empress. So at 504, which is the Hierophant and the Emperor, weaving, and again, that could be church and state issues too, weaving seamlessly, as we're talking about weaving, church and state, weaving seamlessly God's intent, enjoying the rapture of the heart-mind dance. So the stellar sea eagle, oh great one of the heaviest raptors in the world, versus the Philippine eagle with 7-foot wingspan who mate for life. But the stellar sea eagle is a bit gullible, despite sporting a soaring courtship and monogamous relationship for the most part. Neither can compete with the Emerald Order eagles, the Eagle and Ring nebulae as well, or nebulae, as Messier 83 in Hydra constellation, the pinwheel of beauty, drama, mystery, next to Virgo and Libra. But then Ophiuchus entered the field, right next door, Sophie. And although Messier 83 may not be as big and grand as some of the other pinwheel galaxies, she's a real southern beauty of pinks and peaches, and earthy, with coils of interlocking horseshoes. What a catch! And a dead ringer, ×2. And only has eyes for the bald eagle, and Lyran cats, and the centaur, Taurus Sagittarius next door. The eagle and ring nebulae, or heavenly bodies, are clouding their judgment, with topaz blue and orangutan orange, beautiful blue eyes, and forest man or veggie man, hairy creature, this eagle is. So as stories go, along with rumors and gossip, you might think all this around her world would affect her knowing and her glowing. But that Messier 83 noticed Messier 68 just on the other side of the tracks, is her one and only, her perfect eagle match. And although emerald and kind of green when it comes to soaring with her, she knows the pinwheel routine of collecting the light for them both, and she knows about the pinball wizard who had to be deaf, dumb, and blind in order to see her light. That Messi 68, Page of Pentacles, who looks like the stars when she's out astral traveling, the one of her dreams, a perfect complement to her compassionate earthiness, his light so bright and white, focus clear and lots of space. So her messy 83 backwardsness and his messy forwardness, just 2 peas in a 6, 9, 8 pod, all curled up in two-eyed quantum portal formation of the twin flames, ready to push and pull and dance and walk away within as needed. To tango and do-si-do, but no 3D lap dances, as he's a stand-up kind of guy, off together to visit Messi 88, just a hop, skip, and a jump, or Messi 57 of 8.8 magnitude in separation. At 5:43 is the Hierophant and the Three of Cups of coming together. So away over there in Virgo is that Messier 57 of 8.8 magnitude in separation, over there in Virgo, to give them their constellation prize. From 2 crazy 8s to 2 crazy 8s. Lots of kisses and hugs, or X's and oh my's, or Maya's, or miasma. So here they are walking down the street, the Tiger Kingdom and the Dragon Nation of the Crystal Palace, from the Emerald Order of the Emperor's jadedness in the final push to get that baby Bangle out through the other side, with lots of pressure in this tiger-lioness mix through the rings of fire of dragon breath and multiple-faced Hydra mixing it up. But what it comes down to in the end are the 2 old eagle vultures dragging along together, making sure each other is drinking enough water, or Hydra, and taking their vites and time-outs to hang out, 2 in beach chairs where land meets sea, meets sky, meets I am me. The constant of M, the one between 2 whispering benches, or C's or parentheses, 2 ears and the apples of each other's eye. Aye, aye, Capitan, as the eyes have it, as coming back together has given them back their 2020 vision. At 6:04, the lovers and the emperor roars. So, release that wounded warrior Kundalini energy back to source as you breathe in the ethers, and after breathing in that ether ore from the crown above, coming full circle with family and self-satisfaction, sending what's behind back up to source. In a wake-up call, roll call, clarion call, alignment to phone call, or cattle call and call back, calling all birds, yes you robin, redbreast too, no need to be embarrassed, with signs and synchronicities sending you love messages to come together for healing hands and pausing to receive. Go with the flow 1-to-1 on the whispering bench and in the void of union always there, walking away and within to the other room or to the beach to find a message in a bottle or that perfect shell or she will communication that she'll be coming around the mountain when she comes. As the Queen of Cups 38 and her light body, and I wrote lightning body, more water flows, flushing out the toxins at the castle in the cloud and 0 point field, where a message is found amidst the mists of Avalon. Big bird with priorities, the Queen of Swords there, with the eagle of EA and glee, me this, of EA's emotional attachments, and AE's a bright light of the ash that cuts right through it in glee, as the liver, or the one who likes to live, and the apple of the mother's eye, the life force of the eagle, to rise up and breathe, to put their foot in their mouth and dive, coughing it up. Any which way, but loose. At 6:19 is the lovers in the sun. And then after putting your foot in your mouth and diving, taking a dive, then laughing it off by laughing a river or crying me a river. The very old eagle, a bit of a phoenix, who gets burned by the sun, left to their own ashes, of their own destruction and devices, ignites anew to ascend and not give up on finding her true love, no matter how old she was. As the Feng Huang, Chinese bird, who was part male and part female and now is considered a single female, so that she can be paired with the Chinese divine masculine dragon. As she embodied her divine masculine within, in order to rise independently and find him, as he has been searching his inner world endlessly, grieving his one and only, forever lost, to soar through the mountains, going it alone, missing the dive, the fall of the drone and the pair, in order to savor the beauty of this planet is wise, but to share that beauty transcends time and space, to your happy place, to each his own, thine eyes be known. At 6:33, the lovers and that Christ unity consciousness, standing up for oneself. As big bird, Queen of Swords, fly high in the sky, pick up the King of Wands on your way to help balance their day. Synchronicities and thanksgiving every day, with colorful food and birthing a new heart, the evolution of the heart. As you say you want an evolution, and evolution comes up as like my name, right? Evolution. So you say you want an evolution, which the Lutino equals the bird exhibiting genetic xanthochromism, which is deliberately bred mutation of several species of parrot. So someone's turning yellow here, but done on purpose. Perhaps a bit of Mary Magdalene, buttercup yellow, perhaps? With pink cheeks of the Page of Wands, inspired to self-love and nurture, and the shaman making peace with the truth, and the pipes and TP perhaps, and the King of Cups detaching in order to look up and letting go of conditions of love, to pick up that key and just turn around and go the other direction, towards the new sun, with loving light and natural boundaries daily, off the beaten path or off-road, and wind up at the purple moon, with the divine feminine reflecting, periwinkle perhaps, purr a wink and a key, or drop off the key and set yourself free at 6:44, the lovers, and grounding, integrating, and mastering of love, especially receiving it. As the inner child that you are, what's weighing on you today? Let's get it out. The King of Swords is here to purify with love light, the ether being the wind beneath your wings, the two U's and the W in anointing each other. From orange you glad you went gold, or Mary Magdalene yellow. Hermit, take action at 6:47, the lovers and the synchronicities, or lots of options or heaven in your eyes. So the underlying energy was releasing family wounding, and then calling go with the flow, align one-to-one with the Queen of Cups and the King of Wands and the inner children. A little birdie told me so. So in the void, using the Om of the AUM and then space between, the 6:49, the lovers and the getting your wish of the 9 of Cups, the gold and the M, the listening and the seeing, to not wait to go to that castle in a cloud, to enjoy Thanksgiving every day and purify as you eat with thanks and blessings. Receive healing hands and communication, be free. Big bird, Queen of Swords, birthing a baby heart on the Fool's journey. So there is your message from the Metatron read. So now I have a message of the day as well, which we'll do that first before I get into the bigger read. Okay. This was done last night. Yep. So this is my message of the day. It's 4 decks: the Animal Spirit deck, Wild and Unknown, and then the Lenormand Reverie, the Gilded, and the KIPPER deck. So the underlying energy was the Black Egg. This was at 11:38 to 40, which is the 38, 39, and 40 of the Queen of Cups, Knight of Cups, and Page of Cups, along with the 11 of Justice, which is truth and balance and alignment. So the underlying energy of this Black Egg, which is the throat chakra, speaking the truth, and the Swans of the 24, which is the Queen of Wands, and the King of Wands upright, along with imprisonment here, which is 29, which is being present in the moment, or being present to your gifts, which can be imprisoning to some. So the truth of the Page of Cups and the Queen of Wands here, and the King of Wands, in prison at present, where the King and Queen of Wands could be a couple, they could be siblings, they could be friends who are both fire signs, and the Page of Cups can be a loving child, or it can be a message or puppy love. But the King of Wands is feeling imprisoned here at present. So the wolf is stunned, and the gazelle is too here, a fish out of water, as the Lion King is too proud about collective wounding. The event for the truth to come out. That's interesting, right? Because Leo came up in the dice. The event for the truth to come out, right? The wounding, where an accident happens, or, my water heater broke, or a star shows up and everybody has to get a piece of them, right? So something happens to cut people loose from their usual everyday, right, that they're not getting to. The event for the truth to come out. The mature, peaceful spiritual union of the King of Swords and sudden galactic event and or stardom or a breakthrough of lovers or twin flames, abundant energetic exchange of the Queen of Wands and the Page of Cups and the Swans reflecting. So the King of Cups upright here may be dumping a load. He's smiling to himself as the Emperor upright says, get over here now. And the train blew, right? The train horn blew right then at 11:48, which is Justice and the 8 of Cups of walking away and within. So keeping their cards close to their chest, or an advisor with cards in 5D Connect, or taking a break, but they're never satisfied with the King of Wands' performance or his passions. And this is the Emperor in between the King of Cups and the King of Wands. Main male number 1, the Page of Wands, inspired by great fortune in a very busy occupation, or occupied by energetic exchange or the arrows of love, and imprisoned at present, trying to weave up the tears in the fabric of time as we know it. The truth of the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, and the imprisonment or gifts imprisoning or anxiety provoking. At 11:56, the Justice and the 2 of Swords being your knowing and keeping your energy clear. Or pretending not to know so you don't have to deal with it. So the first section here is the buffalo. I was just getting buff, like the buff guy, or it can be, I'm getting Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but the buffalo, the spider, and the hummingbird come up first. Very grounded while the spider is weaving a web, and the hummingbird is clearing at 1,000,000 miles a minute. The bull, or the buffalo rather, is the fox leaving the hen house for a higher love, perhaps losing patience or losing their temper, or are seen as the fallen angel, and the case is just closed in somebody else's perspective or their own. Or in a death and ending or transition exposed, with Spidey the Power Man twin healing and romantic little girl or moon child of 0 point, and the hummingbird with a mountain to climb, a whole new world of the Knight of Swords, messenger of truth, or knight in shining armor rushing back with a gift, a surprise, or a dream come true. As Sagittarius reversed or fallen angel apologizes to the Knight of Swords, or a gift for their daughter, or child who perhaps passed, it could be a miscarriage or something like that, and I'm sorry, that would be a terrible thing for anyone to experience, but that's not the main energy there, so hopefully that's not the case for you. Or the end of a religious situation here, or the buffalo and Sagittarius and the power man forgiving their child, perhaps. And by the way, Stephen Hawkins was connecting with me last night for sure. So Stephen Hawkins was born January 8th, 42. And when I first got married, I got married on January 8th, which is it's Elvis's birthday. And I was born in the hospital that Elvis died in. So I have a lot of connection to Elvis for some reason. I was born in Memphis. But Stephen Hawkins was born January 8th, 42, which makes him a Capricorn. And 42 again is the Two of Cups. And he passed away on 3/14/2018, which is 3/14 is my daughter's birthday, which is also Pi Day. So there's very significant dates for Stephen Hawkins there. But he was connecting with me. And you remember how I've always gotten ALS a lot in my headers over the years? Well, he died of Lou Gehrig's disease. So he was definitely bringing me messages last night as I was doing this stuff. The movie that came up last night was the Atom Project, which is kind of fun and interesting, about meeting self at another time. And so going on to the next page. So at 12:04, where we have the Hanging Man and the Emperor, or perhaps stability or the home, with Sagittarius, Pisces, Leo, Cancer, and Aquarius here. With father and daughter, in that first section, perhaps not getting along or needing to apologize or forgive one another. And then in the second section, the Unicorn and the Butterfly, the 5D gate holder and transformation of the Unicorn with committed family, or Hierophant, King of Pentacles reversed, and King of Cups leaving the family behind, the Butterfly on a journey of romance, or perhaps with Cancer, or Atlas with the weight of the world on their shoulders, and perhaps they're slaving away for the King of Pentacles reversed, while the ladies in waiting at 28, or that's twin flames energy or a choice of path, are expecting the child to arrive at any moment. And that could be someone showing up at your house or someone who's expecting a pregnancy or baby. So the King of Pentacles reversed, receiving fireworks or chimney sweep. And butterflies are free to fly, fly away, bye-bye, mother and son. The third section is the Nightingale, the dolphin, and clearing the air made the dolphin happy. The Nightingale with Atlas burden and the Page of Cups innocent with wealthy man in transition. The dolphin present to loving lady who may be frustrated or unable to conceive of or conceive. And the Queen of Cups is hard work and weaving them together. With baby's breath and burden of loving woman, and the Page of Cups innocent child, puppy love or loving message, and the wealthy man in transition with the Queen of Cups, slaving to piece it all together. With Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces right here, so that's all water. The fourth section is the Phoenix, the Cheetah, and the Turtle. The cheetah can't believe that the phoenix is rising and about to pounce when the turtle is really slow, right? And they're left behind. They're basically saying, go without me. I can't keep up with you. So the phoenix is nesting the golden egg of dreams after a death or official person or of official person on the fool's journey. With cheetah diving deep into self-love, overworking that may not be working out, an empty nest or room that's now complete. With the turtle with an exam, go on without me. So a needle to look closer or needing to look closer or deal with an audit or taxes with new life offer with the Knight of Cups community. And after a death or near death experience or just dead tired and overworked and offering a new life, officially on the journey, now complete, or empty nester with Knight of Cups community, taking in a child perhaps, with Scorpio reversed, Aquarius, Aries, and Pisces here. The fifth section is the bear, the sea serpent, the panther, and the zebra. The Papa Bear broke the ice with the Black Panther growling about zebra and their third eye, and the bear, King of Wands, with pests or rugrats and a mess, and the Queen of Pentacles, an abundant marriage. At 12:21, the sea serpent with a broken seal, the Two of Cups direction and a split with their lover, and the panther at 12:23 is exposing the powers and towers and down on their knees praying for maturity or for kids' father, and the zebra with a key to their freedom for kids and soulmates with a message concerning a higher love or patience, and the Page of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles in a split praying for kids or soulmate, or the Queen of Pentacles in need of clarity and praying for their twin, the marriage of the lovers, the mature man with a message of concern, or Taurus man, Black Panther, or their father sends a message to Zebra, patient angel, or Sagittarius, soulmate, or tie that frees them. The King of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles in need of clarity about the affections or direction that this mature man has for their child or their father, the man of the world with a child. The Queen of Pentacles is praying for them. Angels and demons, or a married, this is angels and demons and a married couple and an older man, so it can be someone's father involved here, or it's just a much older man in a couple, or telling the younger siblings that their father has been committed to care. So maybe there was a father who was at home who needed to be committed to a home for care. So that could be being passed between siblings or to children. And the sixth section here is the oyster, the octopus, the elephant, the frog, the deer, the worm, and the bee, and the fox. So the oyster clammed up with lucky divine feminine high priestess, with hierophant or lucky break in a marriage to the main female, or Taurus and Pisces, secret. The octopus mainframe with multiple extensions or departments, and the Knight of Cups taking a risk with Justice or Libra of high honors. With the elephant loving man, or perhaps you're watching the elephant man, at 28, which is the twin flame, also the choice of path, looking back at the chaos of bad health or healthcare system, or perhaps the health of a sick father that's been going on, and the frog in the rain, home, with the emperor or stable with the page of wands and the privileged lady hanging out, with Bambi or dear one, the wounded warrior pulling up anchor, surrendering the wounded warrior path. Dear one, surrender, surrender, surrender. And worm traveling to end conflict of the weight of the world and distant horizons. The bee is a humble worker, and the page of cups with multiple faces of vulnerability, and the Queen of Wands is hermiting changes. The fox power lady is blocking the journey or unable to function, being stubborn or not moving at all, on the high vibe journey with their bags packed, or planes, trains, and automobiles. 3 of 8 totally get it. 3 may be listening but not sure, and 2 are closed off kids who are just not ready to hear. The divine feminine Knight of Cups wishing and taking a risk with loving man, with home pulling up anchor to travel with the Page of Cups, or the Empress and the Page of Cups are going away together and leaving the father at home, or masculine. With the Hierophant, justice, marriage, or divorce, and Taurus and Libra looking back at the Page of Wands upright, surrendering and losing to the Queen of Wands, refusing to move. At 12:51, hanging out with the King of Swords, the main female of high honors in healthcare or with wise privileged lady, surrendering to or from Atlas on a big trip with the Hermit, destined, or Virgo and Libra. A ship, a car, and a train, or are floating up. Oh, or the arcs are floating up in 2 different locations, so perhaps they're coming up from the ground. The worm is aware of ending conflict or competition between locations, and the carpenter bee with a crush on the Queen of Wands, who may have a nice car and nice home. The foxy lady is blocking that train. The divorced lady is clammed up, and the octopus teacher is taking a chance of justice to be honorable and do the right thing. And the loving elephant man is looking back at the one who cared for them and allowed the privileged ladies around him to dictate his life for him. The frog is home inspired by life, or lady of privilege, and again, dear one, surrender, 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 at 1 o'clock, which is double zeros backing up the 1 of the magician embodiment. So then it was weird, because I was watching that movie. What's it called again? The Adam Project, which is funny. My daughter's roommate's name is Adam. And of course, Adam and Eve. But I was watching the end of the movie, and he was meeting his wife over again. I don't want to tell you the end, but they were talking about the class of 309. And I just told you about 309 yesterday. Again, 309 is the 3 of the 1, 2, 3 of of the 3D, and the 7, 8, 9 of the 90, and then the 0 is because that's our 6, the golden mean, is our present moment. It's the 4D. So that came up again. And then I was working on my go on Instagram if you want to see my pinwheel diagram. Might be a little bit confusing, but you'll definitely get activated by some of the geometry on that. So the pinwheel, there's 2 postings, actually 3 postings that I put up. So if you want to check out my Instagram, you can check that out. Yeah, oh, the QE2, the pinwheel page, and then my eagle poetry. So I put up a few of those notes from yesterday. Okay, so here now we have the read on the table. So here's the main SIRIAN Starseed deck for the read. Okay, and then the full deck read. 7 decks. And of course today again is the 12th and it's the 21st, so there's that 12/21 again. We have the hanging man in the world. So coming full circle and hanging out or seeing new perspectives or feeling hung out to dry. I went to the wrong page. Hold on a sec. Stephen Hawking's. I'm getting the amplifier on his throat box thing. As the way he was talking when he used his throat box. I'm hearing that now. So we have the... So what would you like to tell me, Stephen Hawking's? This SIRIAN Starseed deck was cut at 7/17. So the Chariot and the Star, the ascension of your dreams coming true, right? To infinity and beyond. And then at 7/28, which is the Chariot and the 28 of the twin flames, T wheel came up. So for me, T is lots of things. It can be toggling up and time out. It could be Tesla. But there is a T wheel, and the T wheel, they were talking about the invention back in July 10th, 07, which they were still testing on low speeds because it's the tire without air in it, like that they use on Segways and things like that. So they were used on things other than cars at the time, and they are now, but not on cars. And they said they wouldn't be ready for cars for another 10 to 15 years, and that was from 2007, which is literally 2022. So how perfect is that? So we may be starting to get tires that don't need air anymore. So then at 7:39 to 40, we have the 7 of the Chariot and the 39 and 40 of the Knight and Page of Cups. The major arcana here were, in the main part of the read, Strength, the Chariot, Higher Self, Alchemy, which is Temperance, Karma, which is Judgment, and the Great Wheel, which is the Wheel of Fortune. And before the read was Ascension, or the World, Reflection, which is the Hermit, Guidance, which is the Hierophant, and after the read was Abundance. So there's a lot of major arcana here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 altogether. That's a lot. And then we only had 2 swords and 3 wands, which is the 23 of the King of Wands. As far as the numbers, all we had were 44, 55, and 10, 10. Okay, so the 44 of grounding, integrating, and mastering of love, especially receiving at the Y in the road, which is that Jimmy, the G-I-M-Y. 55 of Excalibur, which is the Ace of Swords and the Truth. And then that 10, 10 of really high vibration to make sure you keep it high. And number 1 also came out by itself, which is the Magician embodiment. And 8, in a lesser sense, also came out in the dance between the masculine and the feminine. We also had 14 of the Temperance card, of that higher love, the 45 of the Purging card, of the 5 of Cups, and the 510, which is 0 backing up the 51 of the King of Swords and purifying himself. So the code line here was all about self-love and self-discipline. Only self-discipline came up as elf discipline. So there could be, maybe some of you are watching The Wizard of Oz, but it's also comes up in another way, and I'll let you know that in a minute as I tell you what came up. So the messages came up for the code line with self-love and self-discipline, and the number 10, which is that high vibration again, and destiny. Water under the bridge was Sophia seeking to see the 10 of Wands, Atlas energy, a crazy kind of love, that self-love, to see, or sudden events of the 2, which is also the twins, the disciples of self. Remember, discipline, I-N-E, is of self. So it's literally not being a disciple of someone else. Discipline means disciple of oneself. The Emperor, dangerous enemy, who owns Sophia or the partridge or Cece, or seeking to see, but perhaps they can't. Regarding self-love and self-discipline, right? So if they're low vibration, they're not going to understand. And then, so again, so the Emperor could be a negative person or someone abusing their power, or someone with a lot of, with a lot of power who likes to own things. So the foreigner also comes up here as seeking to see Atlas or the weight of the world, leaving the wounded warrior behind, the burden of the tire, the weightlifter, the crazy kind of self-love, to see the elf, be the disciple of self or elf, which is funny. Why am I getting the elvins? The little ones, the dear ones, right? Because the elves are they're so loving and kind, right? But it's also that kind of twin energy of elf to elf, right? Someone who likes to give gifts and presents, or likes it to be Christmas all year round. That could be as well. So we have the foreigner seeking to see Atlas, the burden of the weightlifter, or perhaps the tire that we were just talking about, or just having a tire around your waist, or, and feeling like you need to lose weight. And that crazy self-love of loving yourself no matter what, and seeing the elf as a disciple of self, and the two, and the twin flames. And then this site, linux.ip.net, came up with number 7 being the class for cueing disciplines. The classes attached to the root cue disk are the root classes or inner classes, and then any terminal class in a particular cueing discipline is known as a leaf class. So the leaf class was significant here, or a leaf discipline. It's like referencing in like an outline that the leaf is the bottom of the chain, right? It's the little ones at the end of the branch. So there's the elf for you, again, the little ones at the end of the branch, right? So the top of the tree being the youngest of the family lineage. And when I wrote that line too, my son called me right there. So, and that was at 8:07 to 8:08. So at 8:45, the dance of the 45 is the purge, the 5 of cups, and the strength card in the underlying energy, as I'm already losing my voice, okay? So the strength card is the bottom card here, with the mini cards on top. And who's not speaking what they need to say? Right? Because there's purging and inner strength, someone holding it in and not saying what they need to say. The strength card in this deck is not necessarily Leo for me. It actually comes off for me more Sagittarius than Leo, but it's definitely fire energy for sure. It's breaking through that ring of fire. And beneath that is the Ascension card, which is the World, Reflection, the Hermit, reversed, the Guidance reversed, which is the Hierophant reversed, and then the 4 of Cups upright and the 8 of Pentacles upright before the Strength card, which is upright here, where the world is complete in coming out divorced or spiritual and not wanting guidance, grounding, integrating, and mastering love at work, or bored working, or aligning and being strong and taming the beast. Birthing through the ring of fire, after wishing on a star and lining the steps with crystals perhaps, which it snowed outside here, so there's your crystals. The Page of Wands reversed, frustrated, knowing and keeping to themselves, juggling or performing and presenting the truth over protecting their heart. Announcing of the 10 of Pentacles upright, family, business, or community, or some kind of group of wealth. Breaking up, breaking down, breaking in, out, or through, or canceled a trip or move, or the King of Cups reverse may be a Cancer, or perhaps with Cancer, or uncomfortable getting over the loss and regret without choice. The grounding, integrating, and mastering of the leaves on the end of the tree, to the little ones, the disciples of self, right, not needing your advice anymore, because now they're giving themselves advice, and secret passion, an unstable home, moving, visiting, or the party's just over. With Leo upright, Pisces reversed, Virgo reversed, Taurus reversed, and Cancer reversed here. 3 blind mice just sitting there with a hook in their third eye, grounding integrating trees with leaves, and leaves not falling far from the tree, and a lack of integrity or no intuition, or just can't keep a secret. 3 hanging out bored without a fourth, or hemming a hem or curtains need fixing, and a house, perhaps spring cleaning as well. Olive oil in need of salt and pepper pop by, as the Queen of Swords reversed is cutting ties, where the worst is now over, of bliss under the radar, with the devil or codependencies out of control, or detoxing chaos after they fell off the wagon, right into the devil's hands, or workshop, which there you have your munchkins again, right? So we have, or elves, but they're both coming up. So Wizard of Oz and Christmas is coming up. So plastered to the ceiling, are tired of leaning on their pain, or and I'm getting the leaf reference again. Tired of leafing their pain or bliss. And leaf again has to do with the little ones, the children. Or attention-seeking behavior, which children often do. Or just feeling like a failure, which parents often feel like failures, right? Because their children aren't listening to them, or they just won't speak to them in a normal way. There's lots of times where parents just feel like that, and you just have to let it go and just let it pass. Or trying to kick an addiction without others knowing about it. So trying to do that under the radar. But again, you can't do that without letting other people know about it, because they have to behave appropriately around you. And they need to know what the truth is, right? Because they may assume that something sneaky is going on, and then they won't trust you. Because it's all energy. It doesn't matter if you're being good at lying, they still feel it, ultimately. So there's separation here, and beneath it, religious factors. The dream girl, sealed by nature and remote view, perhaps, and the man seeking forgiveness or wanting judgment, but in kind. Refusing to open up or reveal their sources, being a vault. The Emperor reversed can't believe the attention their trophy wife is getting, and the Hermit reversed either no longer missing their flame or coming out about it. With the Emperor reversed and the Hermit reversed, perhaps a tough nut to crack, or two, as she is waiting for the glass slipper and not cracking until she gets what she's worth. As the Emperor's reversed, and is that red? Where are you, Emperor reversed? Might be the Magician. Well, we got the Emperor reversed and the Hermit reversed here. Which that just in itself is not great energy. The Hermit may be losing circulation, but their feet, the Hermit reversed may be losing circulation, but their feet still pretty, awaiting that glass slipper. Or she with 3 different offers here. With Capricorn, Aries, and Virgo reversed, and Pisces and Aquarius upright here. Manifestation, which is number 8, or the dance, and beneath that, completion of the 9 in the Hermit, or completion of the collective, coming full circle, needing compassion there. We have the 9-13 then, which is all about endings, with the 9 being an ending and the 13 as well of transition, and the Hermit and Scorpio can be there too. Under the radar, letting go, the bliss of the Page of Cups, message of love, in a heated exchange and surrender to divorce, break, spirituality, or think outside the box with no guidance. Thank you. And at 9-16, which is the Hermit and the Tower, counting sheep. Yeah, I counted all night because I never slept. Counting sheep and giving up, or petty arguing with snake in the grass and ladybug. Undercutting a religion or marriage or business, or the rug was pulled out from underneath them, or about to jump from a plane, but not fully committed. Or child of divorce, surrendering to all of it. Or Pisces child and Taurus reversed, in divorce, breaking through to the other side, with a mighty roar at home to union, detoxing the Hermit reversed and coming out about it, the manifestation. Or Taurus reversed, Leo, or Sag upright, in home or reunion, Celebration with Capricorn and Virgo, both reversed, but manifesting dreams here. With the Queen of Swords upright, she may be sharing or settling out. And then knowing about third party, King of Swords reversed and Page of Swords reversed, which could be kids who are acting up or misbehaving, or they're just being silent or being abusive. So knowing about third party, the Knight of Swords and Page of Swords both reversed here, which also can just be negative messages or no news or bad news. In a divorce or a break, not wanting guidance or to commit, and one feeling guilt and shame, and the other just on guard and arrogant about it, or guarding their world, the Divine Feminine or Pisces reversed, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, not moving and about to explode. Or Pisces refusing to help Scorpio, defenseless to energies of the Devil reversed or Capricorn reversed, or detoxing at night, or with Cancer or romance of the past, with the Queen of Cups upright and the Page of Cups at the workplace reversed with issues, or third party falling out, a negative childhood or kids with issues of mother and child not working together due to a falling out at 928, the Hermit and the Twins or choice of path. The higher self reversed, which is either not someone who needs to use their intuition, right, not being in their integrity, or secret passion without options, and the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, or community dumping on them, or just overwhelmed, purging it out, sweating it out, or pushing their buttons. At night or about Cancer or romance, the Queen of Pentacles reversed and the Wounded Warrior defensive, guarding their travel or peaceful flow, and the King of Swords hanging out with Sovereign reversed or their child or dependent, out in the cold and guarded, or just doing taxes and doesn't want to be disturbed. The foundation here is the Chariot reversed, broke, broken, broke up, broke down, broke in, out, or through, or car issues or travel issues, and receiving an offer of passion, creative or project stolen from Atlas, slave labor, or one working out too hard, or someone who's working hard to clean up the yard, or stole their idea and ran with it. As the High Priestess reversed is withholding, saving, or playing hardball with patient angel or higher love, with Cancer and Pisces reversed and Sagittarius upright here, and the central energy is the Page of Swords reversed, with no news or negative news, or rumors and spying and lying, and really immature communication or message, with the King of Swords upright bringing peace, but without guidance, or in a divorce, or silent treatment at 939, the Hermit and the Knight of Cups. Breaking a contract or a commitment, or spiritually alternative, the Knight of Cups offering love to the Empress reversed and the King of Cups reversed, and the Hermit reversed, or they're just one or two people there. Perhaps on break with the Knight of Wands, or in a 5D connection, or visiting the Empress reversed and the King of Cups reversed, who may be getting released from the hospital, or no longer quarantined and now having visitors. The Knight of Cups is upright and the Knight of Wands is upright, where justice is served, or Libra is here, and the challenge being the Ten of Wands upright, of leaving the Wounded Warrior behind, the Emperor reversed finding peace with their lover through imprisonment or their hands being tied, with the Page of Swords reversed, and hanging out, working to get their ducks in a row or get their taxes done. With an announcement, a wake-up call, and defenseless to the energies, or feeling ganged up on, holding on, grounding, saving, or being practical, healing, dreaming, or a dream come true, with Taurus, Virgo, and Aries reversed, Sag, Aquarius, Capricorn, and Pisces and Gemini all upright here. The Page of Cups is unable to express their emotions creatively, as the Ten of Cups is sending them out to run errands or just get them out of the house. Sleeping Beauty just won't wake up, silenced or silencing by the Queen of Pentacles reversed, sister, or suffering in silence, or just can't sleep with no fond memories or a falling out in the past, and grounding and integrating, being directed at the gate or told what to do, with sweet tweets on the pillar and surprise of the patient angel at 950, the Hermit and emotional fulfillment, or the happy family, as a helicopter went really close to the house at that time. With the Ten of Cups upright and the Ten of Wands upright, Atlas, burden, or hard work that's been put into perhaps a surprise party or a dinner, or really happy and yet burdened at the same time, and now is the Four of Wands reversed, unstable home, or move, with the Queen of Wands with issues at work. And the Two of Wands upright, choosing a path of hauling ass under pressure and rising above divorcee or spiritual community, healing dependent or loss of power, money, and independence, or moving home and or work, as the Page of Pentacles may be hurting themselves to try to be perfect. With the Queen of Swords reversed, who I just whistled, verbally abusive, dumped, or overwhelmed and uncomfortable, and getting over it without a leg to stand on. As the Two of Cups is upright, with the Queen of Cups upright, getting over loss of home or marriage, or grounding, integrating, the Magician manifesting, and the Emperor reversed, either retiring or abusing his power in a downturn to come full circle on a quest to reflect the dream of the fantasy family with an all-business relationship, with the King of Swords Libra, and soon alchemy upright of a negative message and rumors of imprisonment of the past, with the Emperor reversed, who's either just having a bad time, or he's out of control abusing his power, or he's out of control stepping down or retiring. So Sagittarius is looking back at third-party hit and run of the King of Pentacles, who may be a bit snobby, and the Dark Knight marching on, or death be not proud as a sister, or suffering in silence and in prison, or not sleeping, the hostage trapped or hands just tied, healing and apologizing or forgiving, or going for broke, or third-party hit by third-party hit by a car at 10:03, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Empress. And the King of Pentacles upright walked away without another thought. Couldn't have been dead, and could have been dead and didn't matter to him. The Grim Reaper has gotten cold over the years without love. The twin flames seeing themselves as the Page of Wands reversed, frustrated, uninspired, sick, and the Knight of Wands reversed, letting them have it in a heated debate or defensive end, an uncomfortable King of Wands reversed, who's never satisfied, being strong, taming the beast, or implementing a plan to shock their lover or have sex with them, or the Page of Wands reversed and the King of Wands reversed are having a big fight, and the King of Wands is uncomfortable with what they have said to them, so they turn their back and are very unhappy or dissatisfied or disappointed with the Page of Wands reversed, who may be freaking out, or the Page of Wands reversed and the Knight of Swords reversed could both be freaking out or fighting with each other, and that's why the King of Wands is upset. And the King of Wands reversed is trying to control his temper and implementing a plan to surprise the lover or a person of their affections, a Gemini or twin as well. Express your love, getting to know each other, or true love here, as the block for the twins is the Knight of Swords upright, the Truth just below the surface. It's actually the Ace of Swords, not the Knight of Swords. So the block here is the Ace of Swords, where the Truth is just below the surface, in synchronicities and heaven in their eyes, with a sister or suffering in silence or not sleeping well or just purging at night or whatever's keeping you up or just stressed out. As the Dark Knight walks in, the Reaper of Grim, with self-discipline, self-love, but even more so, change, love partnership, and music. With Fairy Justice and the King of Wands reversed, or Libra not feeling affectionate in an all-business partnership, surprising Patient Angel, or jumped the fence to Patient Angel or higher love, or Sagittarius happy, or the Ten of Cups is happy family, or a happy ending perhaps. Perhaps a patient family of someone who's been working too hard or too much. They never see them. Destined to be left out, the Page of Pentacles is trying to see another point of view. A child wanting their parent to see the good work that they've done, because the Page of Pentacles is often that perfect student, right? And this could be divine masculine energy too, who feels like a child because their father makes them feel that way. They just want their approval. So the child wanting the parent to see the good work that they've done, but the parent's always too busy, and the child has been oh so patient. Destined, or the King of Swords Libra, unable to function with the Empress reversed now that the worst is over. In exile of group, stretching and growing from frog to prince after falling out in the past at 10:19, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun. And that can be full exposure as well. With Saggy and Libra upright ×2 and Taurus reversed, jumping hoops or jumping the broom to break through or break up, and the Page of Wands reversed, karmic, for secret passion of spiritual nature and the Page of Swords reversed, Atlas leaving the wounded warrior behind for a higher love, with truth about the instability of a home or a move, and destined, but the King of Swords, Libra, may be stubborn or immovable, or the Empress reversed is immovable and lazy in bliss of exile and Mary Magdalene cave, while the Frog is still growing up at 1023, that high vibe in the King of Wands, and may be fighting the war within. The World or Pisces, or Divine Feminine, complete coming out without guidance, or Virgo and Taurus both reversed here, making a wish and using crystal, or working with to break through the ring of fire, with secret passion, hit and run, and the Page of Swords reversed, challenged by, leaving the wounded warrior and the home behind, right? So leaving the wounded warrior and the home or a visit, this could be returning from a visit as well, leaving all that behind, or the instability. So the Page of Wands reversed at 1026, which is the Page of Wands, and a turn for the better. Being patient with karmic or Aquarius as the truth reveals itself as it was destined to, as the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Empress reversed are in bliss in the Mary Magdalene cave, but still stretching from Frog to Prince at 1028, which is the Wheel of Fortune, and the Twin Flames or Choice of Path again. So let's just pull a few quick cards for you guys. Let's see what the animal deck has for you guys. It's 10621, which is the Magician, the Lovers, and Completion. And it's 8:32 on my clock, which is the Dance of the Journey. Take another deep breath. The cards are being a little bit difficult to shovel. I do have to shovel tomorrow. They're being a little bit difficult to shuffle. Maybe it's telling me I'm going to have a hard time shoveling the snow tomorrow, because it looked to be pretty icy. It wasn't like soft snow. It was coming down kind of rain snow. I don't think too much was sticking though. Guess we'll see tomorrow. All right, so what do we have from the animal spirit? Oh, that went right down on my lap, face down. So there's your eagle. And this read today was all about the Mr. Eagle. So the eagle is the phoenix rising, but it's also coming up as, remember in my harmonic egg video that I did, the first thing that came up in my meditation in the harmonic egg was a life I had as an eagle, which I'd seen before already. And the first time I saw that life was beautiful, because it was us together flying off of the nest of the high mountain, like really high up. It was a really cool meditation. And when I saw this meditation in the harmonic egg, it was taking me through the sequence of our events as we evolve from, the elements and the stones to the plants to the human. And the first life they took me into was my eagle life, where the eagle I was feeling in that life was alone. They had lost their mate, and it was the masculine. And they were just flying. They would never be with another eagle. And they were just flying the earth. And I just was bawling my eyes out as soon as I went into this meditation, because they knew that would relax me, so I would be able to receive the rest of my meditation well. But it was such excruciating pain I cannot explain to you, that this eagle was in such pain for the loss of their partner. And they would just fly the earth for the rest of their days without their partner, and in such sorrow. It was so, so sad. So in the way the eagle is coming up in the read today was that the masculine is out there, right, searching for the feminine within himself, right, trying to figure it all out, like, where did it go wrong? How did this happen? As the phoenix rising is actually the feminine eagle rising from the ashes, right, of having destroyed herself and gone through that dark night of the soul, and coming up to meet, because when the eagles mate, they dive together. So there's very much this story about the eagle and the deer one. Look how beautiful that is. The deer one with doe eyes, so sweet and very well balanced. And then we have the little worm too here. And these could be two children that someone, right, because he could be nesting, wanting to take care of the kids, make sure they're okay. This could be spring cleaning too. This is my mother pissed off that my room isn't clean, and this is like the deer in the headlights because your parents coming in and ripping your room apart because you haven't cleaned it. That's what I'm getting from this. How funny is that? So my mom just had a really bad temper. And it's so funny because I remember in high school, like I had a pack of cigarettes in my drawer and she found the cigarettes and she could care less. She was so enraged that my room was a mess. She didn't even care that she found cigarettes in my drawer, which she should have. That should have been the thing she was pissed off about, not the other stuff. But anyway, don't have to be pissed off about anything. This could be a parent with their children, or it could be the one trying to clear everything out to bring in the dear one here, and there may be a little one present, right, who's keeping their energy to themselves. And this can be a pet as well, someone who's very vulnerable to outside energies. And then we also have the butterfly here. So it's definitely childlike energies here. This is someone newly transformed who's still vulnerable, right? It's like the bumblebee who just grew wings and they don't get it yet. They're like, huh, what? Like, what happened? I don't get it. Like, where am I? I'm so confused. And this one's just keeping to themselves. They got really pure energy. This could be a baby. That could be a newborn. I mean, it could be, you know, several different energies there. And then we have the nightingale too, and they're clearing the air with that sweet breath. So that could be, somebody could be in the baby ward, like looking at the babies because maybe they just had a baby, or their child just had a baby, or their friend just had a baby, and they're in the baby ward checking out all the beautiful little babies' breaths that are so pure and innocent. That looks like my nephew. They have 3 little kids now. It's like my nephew and his wife. And she is so calm. She's really meant to be a mom. And then we have Mr. Ed. Okay, so Mr. Ed's watching over everybody. This is Mr. Ed. He's Mr. Extra Dimensional, Saggy God, however you want to look at it. That's what I would get from Mr. Ed. And he can be a horse. A horse is a horse, of course. It could be a Sagittarius that's not God too, okay? So this could be the men taking care of the kids too, without the women home. So it could be 2 or 3 children, or even 4 children between 2 men. That could be as well. And we have about 3 men and a baby, but there's not 1 baby. There's at least, if there's 3 men, then there's 4 kids. But the dear one might be helpful because they're older. What's going on here? It's like a meeting. The eagle is clearing out the nest for, it looks like a meeting of the sentinels. That's what I'm getting right now. But there's kids in the house. So like, how are we going to do this serious meeting with the kids there? And so maybe Bambi's going to take care of the other little ones while they meet in another room or something. But it looks like the eagle's like either like rushing into the nest to clear everything, or they're getting all the kids' rooms clean, or they're mad at the kids for not cleaning their rooms. And then we have the cheetah who's about to pounce as well. But these 3 are all together at the end here. The horse, the buffalo, and the cheetah. He's like, so what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Like, this one's really stable. This one's really, I wanted to say gifted. This one's really grounded and stable. And this one's like ready to pounce. This was like, what are we going to do? When are we going to? Oh, this could be a surprise. Like these guys are being really cash and fine, but this one like won't shut up. Like, when can we surprise them? It could be a surprise party. So I hope you're not watching me if it's your surprise party. But that's coming up. Look, see, there's others here too. The star of the show, the peacock, coming in. Someone might be getting a surprise party. Yay! It's definitely kids. They might have a visitor too, like, you know, some kind of entertainment. The bottom of the deck is the otter. And the otter came up too with the Hydra today. And this is always my cute little 2-year-old in the diapers. Are so cute. Underneath that is the elk, right? Remember, he doesn't do well if he hasn't eaten right. He's a great guy if he's eaten right, but if he hasn't eaten right, watch out, he could be a jerk. Okay? He might be a hothead, or maybe he just got red hair. Or maybe you're dealing with an elk. But I'm just seeing the otter. The otter's so curious and pure, right? And looking at the elk, like if they're steaming. This reminds me of a doctor I used to work with, who was actually a friend too. He's fine. He's great as a friend, but he's terrible to work with because he's a pain in the butt. And everyone who works with me knows exactly who I'm talking about, including him. So no worries about that. But this is him. This one time where he didn't like what I had to say, and usually where I would kowtow to them all the time. I didn't. Wasn't in the place. It was after I was getting divorced and I was not in the mood to put up with anybody's crap. So I said, and he was like getting mean, which he did a lot of the time when he would yell at people. And I'm like, I'll be glad to talk to you, you know, when you're calm. And of course, then steam was coming out of his ears. So I don't know if this is what, this is like a child saying something really calmly to an adult who's pissed off and causing them to like want to blow their stack, but they can't because it's a sweet little innocent child. And that could be a lot of different situations too. My uncle, who was a genius, so he was socially inappropriate in certain ways. You know, we went through stages when we were younger of us all kind of walking around the house whistling. And my uncle said for everyone to stop whistling because he's, you know, it triggers him because he's got his like, you know, that Asperger's type of thing. My mom was like that too. She couldn't be around multiple loud noises, or she didn't even want to watch a movie unless it was on a huge screen at the end of her life too, which never bothered her before that. But anyway, my uncle, my brother was 10 at the time, and you know, subconsciously you start whistling again because you're a kid. That's what you do. And my uncle kicked him in the balls. Boy, was my dad pissed off. My dad didn't get angry very often, but he was pissed off that day. And that's the kind of energy I'm getting right here. Where they just don't get each other, okay? And there's a lion on the other side too. The otter's on the bottom, and these two are like, well, what are we going to do with this one? Like, the animal faces crack me up. Okay, so let's go with the journey of love. See what comes up. So maybe a coming together of the kids. It could be something at school too, like some kind of get together or sing along, or it could be someone, and if it's not children, maybe you're going to hear somebody sing. Maybe it's a performance at school as well. But again, like the mighty sentinels were coming up, so the changing of the guards, the changing of the diapers. Somebody's watching 3 men and a baby. Okay, here. Okay, we have, and this could be men too, like who never had to lift a finger in their life because they had a wife who stayed home and did all the diapers. Maybe they have no idea what to do, so they're kind of like just winging it. Okay, we have the Woman of Light, the 49 of the 9 of Cups, which is that getting your wish card, self-love, self-satisfaction, allowing yourself to receive all that light, perhaps some attention. But this card is very much about purification. The Woman of Light. And her gifts being received. So you're definitely supposed to be getting new upgrades again this month. If you haven't felt them already, I definitely am. Gifts received, maybe you're seeing auras or you're seeing orbs more often, especially against the green of the woods because it's more obvious. And the 13 of transition here, of getting your wish. And then her grace. And then putting out your hand and being oh so gracious. To, it can be someone being kind of elitist too, saying, yes, I am wonderful and you can touch me if you like. I'm getting that kind of, I usually get beautiful energy with this card, but today I'm getting a bit of an elitist attitude. It can be both, right? Depending on your circumstance. But usually it's a very beautiful card about being graceful. So this could be reversed energy, right? They're not being graceful. They're being arrogant here about their abilities. But usually someone who's getting these abilities isn't in arrogance. That's what I'm not getting here. Maybe somebody's faking it. I don't know. Maybe someone's envious, and so they're mimicking this person who's actually receiving light and upgrades, and maybe they don't get it, so they're mimicking them or making fun of them. Like, yes, you can touch me now because I'm above all of you, right? You can just see your relatives saying something like that. So again, this could be just beautiful energy here of a graceful feminine where dreams are coming true. You're getting your wish of self-satisfaction, self-love, and gifts are being received. And this could be a party where gifts are being received. And the gracious host is extending her hand to you. And the blood dance of the 2 of Cups. But this could be a bit of a tango as opposed to a dance, right? I don't know. She might have some attitude here. wanting to start something with somebody. The Two of Cups. It can be too, because this actually came up in a show last night too, where someone who was in the elitist power, right? She was the woman of the king type of energy, right? And then all of a sudden she's not anymore, and now she's really humbled, right? And this could be trying to save face as well, like going from being this to this kind of energy. But this is the Two of Cups blood dance, is getting the heart pumping, whether this is a good or bad heart pumping. But there's two women here. I don't see any masculine energies here. And we could be dealing with a lot of kids. These could be two women also going out on their own, where the masculines are staying home and taking care of the kids so the women can go out and have some fun with each other. Or like wanting to be treated like royalty, right? Because they're getting out of the house from being with the babies, getting pampered. That's what it's coming up. And then maybe they're just getting pampers. That could be coming up too. Okay. And then we have the Temple here, which is that war within, but it's also that energy of come together in union at the Statue of Liberty, which I told you many times. I saw the twins coming into the Statue of Liberty and the Pleiadian ship coming in at the top to make a delivery to the angels. And this is the Temple, the 59 of the 11th hour. What else is coming up from this card that I don't normally see? They're coming from miles around. If you build it, they will come. And we built it, right? Because we built, this is the land we live in, right? The land of the free. If you build it, they will come from miles around. And this is representing that symbol of freedom, of sovereignty. And everyone's, this is the union where everyone from miles around are coming to witness this event. Just for a moment, joy. The 46 of the inner children. And no more inner war, just for a moment to let it be gone. And this could be going to an event like a wedding too, where the kids are finally free to just act up as much as they want, right? Because their parents are going to be there every second to tell them what to do. It could be like the first time a child's been to a wedding and they're so excited about it. But it also could be a chance for you to let your inner child out as an adult because you're home with kids all the time. Or no matter what, maybe you've been going through dark night and you're finally just going to have a chance to let it all out and enjoy yourself. Riding the cosmic wave in peace. Finding peace, going with the flow. Not protecting your heart, just opening up and being all that you are. But this is also someone coming together is then giving others hope and saying, yes, yes. Someone's coming together that you know, that kind of energy. And there we go. There's the alignment, the masculine and the feminine coming into alignment. The angel of Jupiter awakened, the lovers. Dream a little dream of me, right? This is the King of Swords and the feminine. And her chakra rays. The power is in the dream, the imagination of the child. Coming together in the war within, into the temple. The temple of liberty. There's a lot of disturbance in this energy, though. It's not smooth sailing, because a lot of other energies there that they're feeling. At the Statue of Liberty, where there is joy, where inner children are just jumping for joy, finding the peace and riding that cosmic wave, opening their hearts and not protecting themselves anymore, aligning, coming into alignment as the masculine covers her. You see how he covers her, coming into alignment. They don't need to move. The space just automatically becomes one. With the lovers, the children, the peace, and the King of Swords purifying, and the sensual awakening. This is the bliss state. Okay. And that could be bliss of just not having kids for a minute, too. The bottom of the deck is distant shores, the 18 of the purple moon, and the 4 purple moons. So where does that leave us? We just had a new moon, is that right? I can't remember. Where are we? Today's the 12th. And when was the new moon? Was it like the 2nd or something? So like we're almost there to a full moon, I think, unless I'm wrong and that was the, yeah, I think that was the new moon. So anyway, we're in the beginning of March. So beginning of April, beginning of May, beginning of June, and beginning of July. So 4 moons would be the beginning of the first moon in July, which I think, I know in June, I think they're the 14th and the 28th. It's coming up to July here, which I know is significant anyway. And then that's also the month that Elena said that we're going to have some kind of big event. And Sam the Illusionist said we'd have something big this month, which can just be your upgrades. But it felt like he was saying something more than that. But the underlying energy has to do with the purple moon and 4 purple moons and distant shores. Perhaps the arcs are going to make a flying appearance for us. We have the falling, stay light as a feather, and that higher love. And there's a higher love of the indigo and the emerald order. That could be the multiple moons too of Pluto. Because remember, Hydra is one of the, Hydra and Nyx are the moons of Pluto. But I think it's 5 moons in Pluto though. So I see 4 moons here. So either which way, whatever comes to you, that's your message about that. And I'm getting this card, the Void, is matching with these moons for some reason. I wouldn't normally put those together, but I am today. So there's some kind of portal, which can have to do with the arcs. And remember, in the arcs, it was the Indian tribe that was able to get into the room, not the soldiers. They couldn't get in because their vibration wasn't right. They didn't have the key codes or the right DNA to get in the room. So remember to keep your vibration high if you want to get through the portal of the 4 purple moons, of distant shores, or the arcs, that Page of Cups, innocent, pure love. And the 18, again, like I said, is the 18 is 144 reduced to 18 as you go into the 5D, going into the dance. I was just seeing it like, you know, and doing an Indian dance, like kids always do, la, 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 la. I was seeing, maybe kids are doing that at a party or something. But that's what I was getting. So there may be some kind of shaman celebration as well. So I don't know if that has to do with the specific group that was on the ark. I don't know if it was the Incas. I forget which tribe it was. All right, so that's the underlying energy. And again, these are the cards that came out. So something with these 2 ladies here. And again, she could be being treated like a queen for the day, as I just whistled. So there she go. Someone's treating them like a queen, like royalty, to get the blood going again, right? Letting them get pampered for the day. This could be before the wedding with the bridesmaids. It's exciting. It's either a surprise party or a wedding or some kind of formal event. It looks really nice. Okay, let's see what the bookies say. So we have the eagle first, which was very appropriate since we had all about the eagle today. All right, eagle and air. There we go. Oh, how perfect. And hawk is before eagle, so Hawkins is coming up as well, Stephen Hawkins. So eagle, the all-pervading power, truth seeker, and transforms karma. The noble eagle emanates, and emanation specifically came up in my read towards the end, because Imana was coming up as the Pleiadian god, she-god, and then Tion is the combination of tiger and lion, or tiger and lioness. So the noble eagle emanates the light of the sun. This great bird is both physically and spiritually strong and represents mastery over the elements of fire and air. When the eagle appears, you'll soon be thrown into the karmic fire for the sake of your transformation. The eagle pushes us to be our best and brightest selves and stops at nothing to see us shine. Grasp the sun in your talons and hold on for the ride. You are stronger than you think, eagle child. When in balance, they're bright, radiant, and challenges. But when they're out of balance, they can be controlling. To bring back into balance, step into the unknown, right? So get past your fears. Just jump. It's like jumping into the pool. Okay, and then this one, the first card out was Woman of Light. What number was that? 49. Woman of Light. Pure is my joy, my celebration. I know the divine to be eternal. There's no limit to my peace, to my pleasure. As I rise and rise and rise again, talking about the phoenix and the eagle. Capable am I of receiving light, of accepting the next level of illumination. I am sacred flesh coming to light. I am the walking temple, the living goddess, she who shines with truth. I come to you now. I am one with you now. I am the awakened one and the awakener. This oracle brings you guidance that you are to be witness to the presence of an awakened being, either within your own self as part of your spiritual destiny, or in the form of a beloved other. An awakened one is in your midst, or soon will be, receiving the blessing that emanates from such a being, for to behold one is a gracious spiritual gift that will lift you to the next step of your path. If you're having trouble discerning the true presence of an awakened teacher in your midst, or even in your own being, remember that nothing is asked from you by such awakened ones, but loving devotion, so that they may serve the awakening of all living beings. It requires much karmic grace to be granted immediate access to an awakened being, and even more to become such a living light. So take delight. And the poem reads, I asked God for a deepening of my love, and without realizing that the deeper I was willing to go, the more it involved letting go of any part of myself that wanted to love and still be safe, and surrendered to the possible lay the greatest potential for love, at levels before unknown, like a cistern that holds the nectar of life and gives its precious liquid only to be filled again with nature's flow. Such knowingness is a gift, for if you can embrace the blessing, you can live without question, relaxing and replenishing with each breath, with each kiss, always whole. Very beautiful. Okay, so I'm inviting you to get your rest. I'm inviting myself to get my rest and to drink your water, to get your joy in your nature and breathe. And rise and be love. See you guys. Bye.